Hi, this is my outline video. I plan on teaching a parenting class, and I have a target audience of single parents with teenagers specifically. I'm planning on marketing this parenting class to my community, but I will also be marketing within my stake. I plan to put up posters in each of my church buildings within my stake. And I also am going to go to the local YMCA and see if they'll let me put up a poster and give them some flyers for the class. And I also would like to give some flyers to each of the sets of the missionaries in my stake, so that as they're out in the community and talking with people and maybe coming across single parents with teens, that they can hand out the flyer to attend this class. I also have access to a Facebook page for single adults in the entire area of San Diego, and I will post the poster or the flyer on that Facebook page and invite any other single parents in the greater San Diego area to come to the class. Some of the marketing strategy that I'm going to use, particularly with the poster, is to address some things that I think single parents are concerned about with their teenagers. There is a lot of research out there that shows that teenagers of single parents are at a higher risk for experimenting with risky behavior, such as drug abuse, criminal activity, premarital sex, and I know that single parents don't want their kids to become one of those statistics, and so I'm going to point that out, that that is a concern for them. But then I also want to point out that there is hope, and that there are ways that they can protect their children from those things. There are tools, there are resources, there's knowledge, there's a lot out there that can help them to protect their kids from involving themselves in those risky behaviors. I also want to help parents. I think another concern is that there's a lot of contention in their homes. As I talk with my single parent friends, they talk about the fighting and the disharmony. And so one of those things I would like to put on the poster is that there is a way to find harmony and peace in your home with your teens, with your teenage kids. So that's the basic marketing strategy and ideas that I have right now. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about what I plan to teach in the course, and there's a few specific things I want to address. In the beginning, the first teaching session, I want to talk about the development of the teenage brain and how it's different from that of a fully developed brain, and help parents understand where their teenagers are coming from and how they're seeing the world and how their logic is different from our logic, and kind of the brain development that goes behind maybe some of the behavior they're seeing in their teens. The next thing I want to focus on is strengthening their relationship with their teenagers. I think that the best way that they can do this is through good communication. So I'll teach about communication skills and ways that they can come across to their children that won't put their kids on the defensive, and different ways that they can really build that relationship, build a friendship with their kids. I think that's foundational in helping their kids make good choices. I think that another important thing to address is that there are resources out there for single parents. There are people that are there to help them. They don't have to do it all on their own, and there is support out there for them. I think that's good for them to know. I would like for them to be able to discuss some scenarios that they have had with their kids, and some situations that have come about that they felt like could have gone better, and I want to use some of their scenarios and compare them to some love and logic scenarios, and see how they might be able to learn how to address the situation better the next time it comes around. I'll be using love and logic in a lot of the teaching that I plan on doing throughout the the course of the classes. And then it's also essential for me to make these classes gospel-centered. And so I will be drawing from a lot of just foundational doctrine in our church about the families. I will also be referring to prophets and apostles and the words that they have said regarding better relationships with your kids. And then I will also be talking about the spiritual resources that they have through prayer and the gift of the Holy Ghost and priesthood blessings, and how making their home a place where the gospel is the center of their home is very foundational, important for what they are trying to achieve with their teenage kids. As I was doing the reading, there were some principles that popped out at me as I was thinking about this class, and I will try and incorporate these principles. I might incorporate more. They were all great, but these are the ones that jumped out at me. The first one is that of synergy. I really like the idea of coming up with solutions that are a win-win, where both your teenage child and yourself feel like you're getting what you want. The principle of order. And I think this has a lot to do with your relationship with your child and communication and spending one-on-one time with them. So the principle of order, the principle of momentum, and helping parents and them to teach their children that kindness begets kindness, and that if they act responsibly, then they are entitled to more privileges, and help parents understand that this idea, this principle of momentum, will help them have a good understanding of their children, and for their children to have a good understanding of them. Readiness for change, I think, is a really important principle, especially with teenagers. Sometimes they are just not in the right place, the right mindset to hear what you want them to change. And so I think readiness for change is really important for parents to examine when they're talking with their teenagers. And the other principle was that of discovery, the principle of discovery. When I thought of this, I thought of how our teenagers are becoming different people than maybe they were as children, and that we need to rediscover them and embrace who they are becoming. So, principle of discovery. And then the last principle is that of integrity. I think this is really important for parents to keep their promises, and not only to keep their promises, but to carry out the consequences that they have set for their children, and then to expect their children also to keep their promises. This principle of integrity, I think, is really important. So there's the basic outline. I went just a little over time, but I hope that it was clear, and things may kind of change as we go along. By the way, real quick, it's going to be a 6-week course, and I will be advertising a few guest speakers to give it some more credibility. A child psychologist who works with teens who's in my ward will guest speak, and then a friend of mine who's the social worker for the child welfare department. That will also be on the poster. I think I forgot to mention at the beginning. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.